Hello, Mrs. T.
Who?
Mrs. T. Pity the fool. Is that what Miss T is saying?
Yeah.
Pity the fool. Tammy for
I
tea.
got my jewelry all on, so I'm Mrs. T.
That's right, Mrs. T. We're fixing to go eat at Frida's. Great place to eat. Hey, so Holly Epger says, James, your whelping system is amazing. I breed English Bulldogs. It's been a lifesaver for my breeding program. Mom stays cool, the puppy stays safe and warm. Just ordered my second one. Well, thank you. And he also used to say, Marcus, you're not really understanding James's system. Believe me, it just works. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
that's
thanks.
right. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate that. It does exactly right. That's Joel.
I wonder how you ever lived without it.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, look. I mean, it makes our life so much easier, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah.
we leave puppies and babies together 24/7.
Remember that one guy said, "Oh, my wife and I can sleep now."
Yeah, right. Well, exactly. I mean, you get your life back, and then more importantly, your mum and your babies are together, which is where they should be.
And she's happy.
And she's happy, and it stops things like a lot of things like where you put puppies into incubators and you put them back with mum, and the milk's running out of their nose. It fixes a lot of this stuff. Anyway, Joel De Cruz says my incubator is not working. It does not get up to 38 degrees. Could be a number of things going on here. You may not have it set right. You may have it set in the wrong mode. But if you go to My Breeder Supply, call that phone number up. We're around 24/7. We'll give you a hand. We'll sort it out. Normally it's very simple. Normally it's a setting issue. Kelly Cyrus Star. Is it okay to mix light chocolate brindle to a chocolate merle?
Chocolate brindle to a chocolate merle.
No, a light chocolate brindle to a chocolate merle. So light
That's what
chocolate.
I just said.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, a light chocolate brindle is probably maybe a new shade if it's a light chocolate, possibly. But bringing it to a chocolate merle, you bet. What would you expect to get? Well, if
You wouldn't want to do a merle to a merle. That's what
No.
I thought she was trying to ask.
No,
but
it's a
not.
brindle chocolate. No, what you're going to get is half the dogs are going to have brindle, probably show it. All the dogs should be chocolate, depending on what version of chocolate you've got going on. Half dogs will be brindle. Yeah, it's fine. I think it's an excellent choice, actually, because what we want to do is we want to kind of cover up that brindle a little bit, and the merle can do that for you. We're not cheating here. We just make them less brindly. So yeah, that's a great choice. Chris B says, James and Tammy, I have a question about Frenchies. I guess any dog, but specifically Frenchies. When a Frenchies goes into heat and you breed her, does the next heat countdown start after birth, or would it be after her heat? And so someone replied. So Holly Eppinger says, typically it's from first day of heat until next heat. Pregnancy and birth don't affect after heat timing. Well, that's right. So what Holly's saying, which I'm going to say it slightly differently, is most dogs go into heat every 6 months. And it doesn't matter whether that dog has been bred or not, it will not change that cycle one bit. So some dogs is every 8 months, some dogs is every 5 months, some dogs is every year. I'm not by breed, just by the particular dog. But on average, dogs are 6 months. So what can you expect? If she came into heat 6 months ago, she'll come into heat again in 6 months. If she just had puppies, it'll be 4 months because it takes 2 months for puppies to gestate. So there you go. G. Perry, everybody's giving us compliments today. I like it. G. Perry says, I love my progesterone machine. It saves me lots of time and money. I used to have to make a 2-hour trip to my vet one way just to find out what the numbers were 5 or 6 times. Now I draw the blood at home and in 15 minutes I have my results. She's got 4 hearts. No, or G does, yeah. Yeah, well, great, G. I'm glad you like the machine. We love our machine. It's absolutely... Not only does it save you time, which is money, it saves you money because of the vet bills, but more importantly, it lets you do more tests more often and get really on the numbers and get better litters and get your time with your C-section right. Tatty Patty. I like that name, Tatty Patty. Tatty Patty says, what are your opinions of breeder? If you have a male that was born and he was the only puppy born in that litter, would you keep him as a stud? Or do you think he'll throw small? Well, I think what she's getting at here is she's worried that because he came from a small litter, that now he'll produce small litters himself. And the answer to that is no. That's not. There's no linkage there whatsoever. A male that produces small litters is because he has a crappy semen count. Nothing to do with so the answer to this is
You could also time it wrong too.
well yeah but I mean but the reason you wouldn't have let's go into the reasons why. Fair enough. Now we've opened up the whole can of worms here, so we're going to have a discussion.
Oops, sorry.
No, that's fine. No, this is what it's all about. So let's talk a little bit about why you'd keep a stud dog, because I think this is a good conversation about why you'd keep a stud dog from a litter, and which one you might choose, and what the signs were that maybe you shouldn't keep that dog. So, Tammy, why would you keep a stud dog? Which dog would you keep in a litter?
Well, I mean, it's everybody's own preference on their stud dogs or a female.
What are yours?
Mine are usually females because we have stud dogs.
Well, no. But if you've got a litter, we've got one of our litters,
Yeah.
and we've done this, and you're going to keep a boy, right? Because he's going to be a stud
He
dog.
would need to carry chocolate, testable chocolate, fluffy, full fluffy, you know, blues.
So what you're saying is you want the best
tans.
DNA.
Right.
Okay, so that's
Confirmation.
so there's the first thing that Tammy's looking for, which I agree with.
No.
You want.
Confirmation. I like. I'll look at the confirmation.
Oh, hold
and
on,
then I go to the
I'm going to back you up a
DNA.
second here because we're going to just reinforce the first thing you said. So Tammy's saying DNA. She wants a dog that's got the interesting DNA, and that's a dog maybe that has a lot of different, chocolates and blues and creams and tan points and merles and fluffy. She's looking for that, right? So that's the first thing. One of the things you're looking for.
At first glance, when I see babies born, I see confirmation.
Okay. So then the next thing is that a dog that has great DNA but looks like diddly squat is not a good stud dog.
No.
So tell us what you're looking for. What do you look for in a stud dog? Because you've got a very good eye for it. Most of our dogs, by the way, are dogs we've got from other people that Tammy's found over the last decade. So Tammy's done extremely well. She's hardly ever missed on this. We've had a couple of dogs that we haven't kept for various reasons. But again, it's difficult to tell everything when they're first born, but Tammy's going to say what she looks for when they're first born.
Oh, when they're first born, I see how short and cobby they are. I see how their faces are.
You can tell difference,
their
can't you?
heads. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's your first inkling.
There's some people that say, "Oh, you can't tell," and it's like, yeah, I can tell.
Certainly, you can get an idea, which you then reinforce as they get older, don't you?
Yes.
So,
She was cleaning the windshield.
So the next thing is that you should have an idea about what these puppies might look like based on what their parents are like. If you've got parents that don't look very good, then probably you may want to pass on getting a stud off that litter. I mean, if you've got a mum that's got long nose, long legs, lots of tail, long neck, those kind of things, long back. It doesn't mean they have to show up in all the puppies, but the genetics are still there, so it's a bit questionable. All right. So then, what do you think about litters that come from puppies that come from small litters, as far as males are concerned?
From small litters, it doesn't really bother me.
That's right. So we've got two studs we kept. Their names are Duke and.
That was a small litter. That was
Exactly.
But
Duke.
we bred her late.
We did. It was exactly. But we kept Duke and we
She
kept.
normally has 5 to 6.
Yeah, we kept Duke and
Yeah.
Napoleon, and they're stud dogs for us now. They're great. They came from small litters. So don't get worried about small litter size for studs. Now on females, there is some indication that females that come from large litters can then have large litters themselves. So that is the other side of the coin that maybe you want to pay attention to. But remember, you need to look at the historical data of the dog. If the dog has thrown some big litters, that's good enough. Just because it threw a small litter this time, it's probably because the timing was wrong, maybe the semen wasn't handled properly, maybe the technique of the AI was wrong, maybe, there's lots of different facts in there. But if you've got a dog that's had 5 or 6 puppies in the past, good enough. Don't worry about it. Right, that was a long answer on that question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Taddy Paddy, you almost had an argument between Tammy and I, so thanks a lot. James, Benny Romero, James, are you a puppy mill?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, so Susan Brocksmith replied, absolutely not. Thank you, Susan. Well, look.
I don't know a puppy mill that puts their dogs in the house. Do you?
Well, I think we're gonna stop this video on this whole conversation. It's a good one. Well, look, the first thing is
I think they like just to see the reaction.
Well, I think the first thing is if you ask somebody if they're a puppy mill, they're going to give you the answer no. Right?
Yeah.
People who are puppy mills don't want the acronym "we're a puppy mill" stuck with their name, and so they're going to answer no, just like I just answered no. So
we're checked by the AKC guy and checked, our vet.
Well, you could be a puppy mill and still be AKC accredited.
Well,
that doesn't mean that you're not.
No, they come in there checking and looking for your dogs to see what kind of health they're in too. I promise you that. No,
sure.
they said that.
we get inspected by the AKC every now and then because we have a lot of stud dogs, and so because of that we have a lot of puppies that are produced by other people with our name on it. And so we get checked out about once every 3 or 4 years by the AKC. And I did a video on this. And we always pass with flying colours. I mean, not just, we do. We always pass flying colours because we have a really nice facility and we care about our dogs. But I think if you had a really
health of our dogs.
If you even had a really shitty facility, I think the AKC would just go like this: stop doing that. We're going to come back and inspect you again.
And then I think the next time they come and things aren't right, then
I think you'd have to do a really
problems.
piss poor job to get shut down by the AKC. Actually, I think. But we're not even.
I don't know.
We're not even. I mean, we've had situations before where we've had an animal pound people come and inspect us, and they say, "Hey, your place is cleaner than ours." Well, it bloody well is, and it should be too. But I think so. The question is, how would you find out if somebody is a puppy mill? Well, it's really there's one thing you can do right off the bat: see how many dogs they're selling. Go look at us and see how many dogs we sell in a year. Go look at our website and see how many. We have typically of our own dogs. We typically have 2 litters a year. Maybe three. That's certainly not a mill.
Well, that's just you and me.
Yeah, well, we've got other dogs that are owned by our family. Our daughter's
right.
got 2 Frenchies now.
Right.
Cody's got 4, I think. We've how many Frenchie girls do we have? How many Frenchie girls we got? We got 2. We got 2. We got 2. That's it, 2.
Yep.
So if you're a puppy mill, you've got 30. You don't have 2. You've got 30. And I mean, do you want a dog from a puppy mill? No. I don't think so. I mean, the problem with puppy mill dogs is they don't have a really great start on life, and socially they have a really crappy start on life. They're not. All of our puppies are in our house, born in our house, and stay in our house till the day they leave, and they're with our family members. Justin React says, "Do you sell breeding kits? Everything needed, including a system for testing levels and incubator systems. Home to get a bundle to save some expenses." Yeah, absolutely. We sell. So what do we sell at My Breeder Supply? First thing is, when you order something from My Breeder Supply, everything that you order can be shipped one time for $10, all in. You just pay a fixed shipping fee. So if you're going to order stuff from us, it makes sense to order everything you might want at one time because you're going to save on the shipping. So what do we sell? We sell stuff that you need for breeding: AI rods, syringes, prosthesis, catheters. We sell things for shipping semen, shipmate systems, shipping boxes, extender. We sell things for testing to find out when it's ready to breed a dog. We sell progesterone machines and progesterone test boxes to go with those machines. We sell things for raising puppies: incubators, heated whelping systems, puppy care kits. I think I mentioned incubators. So I think that we're actually in the process of hopefully adding oxygen concentrators to our list of things that we sell because a lot of people need those. But the answer is, we are all about all the things that you might need. Now, we're not into the apparel type stuff, but we're more into the physical nuts and bolts of things that you need to breed and raise puppies. My Breeder Supply, it's all there.
Goodness, is this guy fixing to have a blowout? See his tire?
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Goodness sakes.
Yeah, get by him. He's bouncing all over the place. Probably just out of whack. It looks scary though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. Because he started going over to the side of the road. I thought he was fixing to have a blowout.
4 miles to go, Tommy.
See, look at him. He's still...
I see it. You either get behind or in front of that person.
Right.
Okay.
He can't drive a straight line, is what?
Oh, same person says, "I love you, man. You're such a big help. I'm new to this breeding thing. I'm buying my first Frenchie next week. Not sure if I should start with 1 or 2 dogs." Start with 1. I mean, you're new to this. Start with 1. Start with the female, and have some fun with it, and just see how it goes, and just make sure that it's something you enjoy doing, because there is a commitment to this. It does take time and effort. You've got to be there for your dogs, and you've got to be there for your puppies. So, everything seems easy till you have to do it, and hopefully it's enjoyable, a lot of fun, and also profitable. And if it is, you'll do it again. But I would just start off with 1 and get your game on.
Always start out small, because if it's not for you, then you're not too invested.
You just got 1 husband. She's thinking about going Mormon if she likes this, and then she's going to get 4 or 5. But right now, I think we're on the 1 level probably. Somebody's asking, I really need to find a Hill's prescription diet, digestive care cat food. Don't know about cats. I mean, we've got cats, but we've got cats, but they are they eat mice.
Snake and rat killing cats.
Yeah, but they do get fed every day. What do you feed them? I think you feed them purina, don't you? So yeah, not much use to on cats. Sorry.
Kitten chow. That's what I feed them. That must be a. You see that motorhome? The name of it?
No.
It's one of those classic made ones. Provoke.
Kenneth Farrell says, hi James, I have a Frenchie here. It's 30 days to confirm pregnancy. Bleed spots every time she urinates. Any thoughts, please? Yeah.
Go to the vet.
Well, I mean, so...
Every time she urinates, she's bleeding. There's something wrong. You need to go to the vet.
Yeah, Tammy and I are on a slightly different boat on this, so
I would go to the vet.
Tammy to go to the vet. I'm going to look at the map here real quick just to make sure we know where we're going here. 151C.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so Tammy says go to the vet. I say this. Number one, take a temperature and make sure a temperature is less than 101.5. If it's higher than that, you have to worry about maybe some kind of infection going on in the uterus.
That's not right, because you just don't
Well,
go to the bathroom and bleed.
So, so the next question is, let's say that there is something going on, like Tammy's talking about, what do you do? And the answer is, there's not much you can do. You can't do surgery on a dog because it's bleeding. What you can do is, if it has an infection, you can treat it with antibiotics. If it's got a little placental tear that's corresponding, you can put it on bed rest for a few days, which means put it in a crate, or reduce the activity level dramatically. If this is a very active, run around kind of a dog, take it out for walks on a leash and quieten it down, see if that helps. A little bit of spotting, you know, dogs do this, and you know, again, the problem here is there's not a lot you can do. You can't go have surgery, so we don't have. So, temperature's above 101.5 or higher. You've got something going on that's not good. Time for antibiotics. Got a uterine infection going on, or vaginitis. If a temperature is normal, which would be something around 100.5, you can put a quietener down for a little bit and see if that helps it. There you go. Hey, we've got to go eat lunch, brunch, whatever. Say goodbye, Tammy.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.